Hi everyone, this is Rob Roy of Elliott Options. The hot topic this earnings season has certainly been stocks with an AI influence, and the leader of the pack has been Nvidia. The stock exploded higher on earnings this week, but it begs the question, is it time to short Nvidia? Let's take a look at the charts. So we're moving into an earnings report this week on Nvidia, so I've drawn these levels here that correspond with the levels of the tap box to see what would happen moving into earnings. And as you can see, boom, we had earnings, we nailed earnings, and look what happened. After the earnings report, we pegged that 380 level dead on the nose. In today's close, a little bit to the upside, still within this tap box range. So we've had a big move to the upside, exactly what Elliott Wave was calling for. But what happens now? You can see from looking at the chart from a technical standpoint that we are pretty much overextended, overbought as reference to the 10-day moving average. You've heard me say this before, no security in any time frame goes very far away from the 10-day moving average, and we have this big gap to the upside. Now what's interesting is the valuation. We've talked about the valuation of Nvidia being high. What does that mean? Well, when you look to a PE ratio, price to earnings ratio, the average PE in the SMH, the semiconductor index, is around 17. The PE for Nvidia is over 40, so it's a highly valued stock. How much further can it go? Well, with the fact that the wave 3 is moved to the upside here, extended, so as this wave 5 target. So we could potentially see a move up to 470, 480 or so on Nvidia. But is that going to happen in the near future? Well, we're a little bit overbought now, some sideways consolidation here, perhaps a little bit of a drawdown, I think, is in the mix, and you have to take the valuation into account at some point. We're big believers that in technical analysis at Elliott Wave Options, but the fundamentals do matter, and the fact that we have such a high valued stock, it brings in a little bit of a conundrum, because the other side of the coin is that they are the leaders, the undisputed leaders in the AI world. And what's the valuation of AI? This reminds me so much of going back to the end of the 90s and early 2000s with the internet and the .com and having I or E in your stock symbol. How much is that going to mean to your bottom line? What's the valuation assigned to this new thing called the internet at that time? We didn't know. I feel like that's the same place that we are with AI right now. So the fact that Nvidia has a high valuation as opposed to its peers, does that mean that it's so overvalued that it can't go higher? Or does that mean that we simply don't know and we could move higher from here? I think the answer is, in the short term, we're likely to stay in a trading range, maybe pull down a little bit, but it looks like there's a higher target ahead for Nvidia. Hope you enjoyed this recording. Have a great rest of your weekend. Take care, everybody. If you like these recordings, I'd like to invite you to join our new Trade Finder Live, where each and every week we do a live webinar where we talk about the market, but we also go a little more in depth into the technical analysis system that we utilize to forecast where the market's likely going to go, and also to identify trading opportunities. Get your free subscription today. Take care, everybody.